Y'all, oh my gosh, I was struggling so much when I first found out that I wanted to go to Korea. I didn't know anyone who spoke Korean. I didn't know anybody who was Korean. I didn't even have any Korean friends. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But even with all that, I was able to learn Korean in 3 months. You heard that right. 1, 2, 3 months, I was able to learn to speak, read, and write in Korean. And I'm gonna share my tips with you today so that you can do the same thing. Hey guys, what's up? It's Josie here. If you do not know me, I am a travel content creator. I've been traveling all over the world for the past 8 years. I've been in South Korea, China, both of those places I taught and modeled, and I'm here to share all of my travel tips and experiences with you so that you can travel and do the same thing. So without further ado, let's get into this video. All right guys, so first let's get into what not to do. These are the things that you should not do. Number 1, do not depend on other people to help you study. I know that sounds bad because you might want to study with your friends and stuff, but here's the deal. Some people might not be as inspired as you are, or they might not have the same level of intensity as you do about learning Korean. And so they might say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to study today. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't study. You should be trying to get Korean in every single day. Even if it's for 5 minutes, you should be trying. So if you have a class that's meeting once a week or something like that, that shouldn't be the only time that you engage with Korean. It should be every single day. So don't wait for other people. Study on your own. You can do it. All right, next, do not compare yourself to other people. I'm begging you, besties, please don't compare yourself to other people because everyone's at different spaces in their life and everyone learns differently. So if you compare yourself to someone who's been studying for 7 years, or comparing yourself to someone who has really good memory, or all these different things, it just gets you in your head. And the more you're in your head, the harder it will be for you to speak Korean. I tell you from experience. Please don't compare yourself to other people. Focus on yourself, your journey, and the best ways that you learn. Once you figure out the best ways you learn, capitalize on that by doing those things over and over and over again. I promise it'll work for you. Now, the last thing you should not do is listen closely. I used to teach Korean and I would tell people this all of the time. Don't learn from like a zillion different places at one time. I know that you get excited, you want to learn Korean, and everything that comes your way, you want to listen to it, and you want to study it, and you want to do it, but the thing is, it will all confuse you. There are many different ways to say certain things in Korean, different words that mean the same thing, so you want to make sure that you're listening to only 2 or 3, maybe 4 different things while you're learning Korean. That could be a YouTube channel, or it could be maybe a book that you're reading, an app that you like to use, but I would only stick to 3 or 4 things. I wouldn't go above that because I don't want you to confuse yourself, which is what happened a lot of the times with my students. So please guys, 3 or 4 different ways to learn Korean. Don't pick a zillion. It's gonna confuse you. You're gonna be coming to me, and I'm gonna be here. I'll be right here. So bring it on in. All right guys, if you like this video so far, make sure you stay tuned until the end because I have 3 of my sneaky tips, things that most people don't think about that I figured it out on how to learn Korean super fast. So stay tuned. All right, the moment you've been waiting for. Here is the exact formula that I used in order to learn Korean in 3 months. Okay, do you have your pen, your paper, phone, whatever you need to get it now because you're gonna wanna take notes. Here we go. Now, first what I did was I learned the Korean alphabet, which is called Hangul. I learned Hangul, and what I did was I went on YouTube and I got a video, any video that you guys feel comfortable with. I picked a video that was really old. I don't know, the girl just seemed cool, and I'll tag it in this video. But she had a really nice way of like understanding the Korean alphabet and kind of explaining it, so it made me feel comfortable to learn it. So for 1 week, I studied that video for like an hour a day, listening to her pronunciation and paying attention to the characters. I would try to write them the way that I saw them on the screen. I didn't know the proper way to write them at that time. I just like looked at the screen and tried to copy it. So learn Hangul, which is the Korean alphabet, and you want to make sure that your Hangul is perfect. And I don't mean perfect like you're not gonna make mistakes, but to the point where you can see it and you know what it is. Because once you can learn to read Hangul like that, it's so much easier to go about your life trying to learn Korean. So Number 1, learn Hangul. All right, so number 2, the next thing that I did was at the same time that I was learning Hangul, I also was listening to Pimsleur. If you guys don't know what Pimsleur is, this is not even a sponsored video. I just really love Pimsleur. If you're not familiar with it, it's a language learning app. I downloaded the app. I've been using Pimsleur for like 10 years, no lie. I love to learn languages, but Pimsleur is kind of boring, I'll be honest, but it works. It's super effective. So I got the Pimsleur Korean and I started listening to them. They're 30-minute lessons every day, and at the end of the 30 days or 3 months, you have a good amount of Korean that you know. So while I was doing the alphabet, I was also listening to Pimsleur once a day at the end of the night most of the time, and it was 30-minute lessons. If you want to learn to speak Korean fast, where maybe you won't understand the grammar or things like that, or how to put sentences together yourself, Pimsleur is the way to go. You will be able to speak Korean in like a week because it keeps reminding you of words and things like that, and you'll be able to speak Korean, but you just won't know the backstory. And that's what we're gonna talk about in this next one. All right, guys, so number 3. Now listen up. After you've learned the alphabet and you're already starting to speak Korean because of Pimsleur, you wanna be able to put out all of it together, kind of tie it in together. So what I would recommend and what I did was I bought a Korean textbook. Now let me tell you why this is important. It's easy to learn Korean from an app or something like that, but typically with those different things, you learn from like random stuff, like, oh, at the grocery store, or here's what you say at the airport. It's just random. You're just learning basically situational stuff, but a textbook, this is the one I got. I'll show you guys. This textbook, Elementary Korean, I'll put it all in the link. I have a whole Korean study Amazon store that I'll link below. But I bought this textbook, Elementary Korean, and I went from the front all the way until the back. The reason why this is effective is because it teaches you how to tie all that you know together. It kind of helps you to build this like really big bridge. So you have all of this stuff, but you don't know exactly how to formulate it. It's like if you have all the ingredients for a cake and they all are good ingredients, but you don't quite know what order to put them in. A textbook is like that. It puts them in order for you so that you know how to do things on your own. So when you have this textbook, you'll be able to, formulate sentences or understand why a grammar, trick works or things like that. So with this book, the Elementary Korean, this is the exact book that I used. And then I also bought the workbook. So if you're really serious about Korean, then you need a textbook. It doesn't have to be this one. I also have, I'll show you. I also started using this one. This is an old textbook, but I liked it because it made me feel like this book, I've used it so much, you guys. It's called College Korean. This book is old. It's an old school book. It was old when I got it, but I just really love how it makes you really challenges you in your Korean. Like most of it is in Korean only. So you have to really know Hangul in order to start studying with it. So this is a book, if you want to challenge yourself, College Korean. The author is, well, it'll be linked below, don't worry about it. And then the last thing that I got was a dictionary. You need some type of Korean English Korean dictionary. This is the one that I used because I liked it. There are better ones now, but Korean dictionary and phrase book. So if you guys don't have a Korean dictionary, I highly recommend getting one. And I would prefer that you get one that's in a book form. Something small that you can carry around if you're gonna go study, but it's easier than having, well, let's be honest. It's not easier than having an app, but it's better because you have to physically look through the book for the word. And I find that if you're looking through the book, it's easier for you to remember it because you have like visual, you're having to look through a bunch of different words. So if you can get your hands on a physical copy of a Korean dictionary, also you can download one, then I would highly recommend you do that. All right, here we go. All right, guys, so for the next tip, now that you have your Hangul out the way, you have your textbook going, and you're doing your Pimsleur courses once a day, you can add something else in. So what did I add into my Korean study schedule? I added in Talk to Me in Korean. Now, I'm not affiliated with Talk to Me in Korean, but I love what they do. They're really good friends of mine. If you want to watch an interview with me and Hyunwoo Sun, the founder of Talk to Me in Korean, then just click up here. Somewhere, and it'll be there. But listen, you guys, so I got Talk to Me in Korean, and I started downloading because they have the audio, and then they also have the PDF files. What you do is you listen to the audio and you download the PDF files. Because I wanted to be able to write things down, for me, I learn well when I write things down. So what I did was I would download the PDF forms, and I would go along with what I'm hearing so that I could remember what the words look like. For me, I have like a photographic memory. So if that's something that works for you, then it'll be really good for you to have that. So whatever you do, make sure you download the PDFs as well as listen to the lessons. It's gonna help to enhance your Korean because it's gonna keep you familiar with the words that you're learning. So I started using 3 different things. I was using my Talk to Me in Korean, my Pimsleur, and my textbook, and I did those every single day for like 2.5 to 3 hours. All right, next. What I did is kind of extreme, but I stopped listening to anything that wasn't Korean music or watching anything that wasn't Korean TV. It could be Korean dramas. Oh my gosh, y'all. I watch so many Korean dramas, but Korean dramas, Korean movies, Korean news shows, even when I didn't understand stuff, I was listening to what they were saying. Now, what I started doing was once I watched a drama 2 or 3 times, the drama that really caught my heart was Boys Over Flowers. Oh my gosh, ugh. But I watched it so many times that I already knew the storyline. I would watch it again without the subtitles. So if you're gonna watch the Korean drama 2nd or 3rd time, challenge yourself to turn off the subtitles that time. Once you watch it once, your subtitle privileges are over. You cannot use them anymore. So now I've challenged you. That is a challenge. All right, so that's what I started doing though. And so it was really effective for me because I could hear Korean every day spoken naturally. One of the things I would recommend is if you're going to study Korean, and you're gonna listen to stuff, I would choose shows and things that aren't scripted. So like reality TV shows and stuff like that, because people are speaking at their normal pace and they're saying words that you wouldn't normally hear in a textbook and stuff like that. So keep that in mind when you're doing this step. But it's super important that you hear Korean every day, that you're listening to Korean music or finding things that are fun. Maybe it's, art classes or something, but anything that's fun in that culture, I would suggest doing it so you can hear Korean every single day. At the end of the day, dedication and time are gonna be your best friend. That's the key to learning Korean this quickly. If you're dedicated to doing it every day and you spend some time, you will learn Korean. Even if it's 20 minutes a day, you will learn Korean. I promise you, it's gonna feel weird. Some words are hard to say, but if you study every day and you expose yourself to Korean every single day, you will learn Korean. I promise you. I promise you. Pinky promise. All right, you guys, so the 3 apps that I use for studying Korean, now remember to keep them to 3 to 4, is I use Pimsleur, I used Quizlet for the vocabulary words, like I would put my vocabulary list in there, it's really good, Quizlet, all of this will be in the description box, and I also use Talk to Me in Korean to listen when I'm like driving or something, I don't know why I did the phone call, when I'm driving or something like that, I will use Talk to Me in Korean. So those were the 3 apps that I used while I was studying Korean. All right, if you've gotten to the end, oh my gosh, I'm ready to give you the secrets. You guys, I wanna say thank you for watching this far. I appreciate you. All right, so the secrets, these are the sneaky bean tips. I call them sneaky beans. They're the little sneaky beans. Number 1 is if you're wanting to learn Korean well, which you do, and you're wanting to learn how to like text and like sound kind of cool or like, natural, go to your favorite artist. They could be a Korean artist. It has to be a Korean artist so they can go to your Korean artist, favorite Korean artist, go to their Instagram page, stalk their Instagram page, go to maybe a post from a year ago or however, as far as you can go to the comments section and read the comments that their fans are commenting. Fans will typically comment stuff that sounds really natural, very native-like. And so if you start studying people's comments, it will help you. Even if you don't know the words, you can look them up, and that's a great way to learn text lingo. It's a great way to learn how to interact in texting and stuff like that, and to learn new words. So that's one of the things I would do. I would go to different accounts and I'd read people's comments. Even if I didn't know the words, I'd just copy them and I'd find out what they meant. The next one, we already talked about this, is sneaky bee number 2, is to watch reality TV shows. When you're watching them, try to mimic the sound and the tone, because aegyo is a really big thing in Korea. Aegyo meaning to be cute in the sound, but there's also a tone thing. So instead of saying 아니요, 아니요, which means no, if you just say 아니야, and you have that little if you can learn that, I know it sounds weird, but this is in Korean culture. If you know how to do aegyo and you know how to use tones, it really does help you sound more like a native speaker. For instance, if you're saying hello in Korean, typically you're taught 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요. That sounds nowhere near natural at all. So for me, whenever I see someone who speaks Korean, 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요, my voice goes up, the tone changes, the way that I sound is different than my normal speaking voice because that's what is natural in Korea. So you're gonna have to learn the tones and stuff like that. So I would suggest reality TV, study the tones by listening and speaking it out. Last but not least, here's my challenge for you. The third sneaky bean is to set your cell phone settings to Korean and then learn about what they mean, what words mean and stuff like that, because you're gonna have to navigate your phone. Set your settings to Korean. If you can do that and keep it that way for 2 weeks, you'll start to learn more because you'll be like, where's this at? Where's that? What's the word for it? But you'll have to definitely know Hangul to do this. So make sure that you know the Korean alphabet and then you'll be able to do that. And it's a really good way to kind of challenge yourself. So if you're ready to challenge yourself, do it. You can do it. Fighting! All right, besties, there you have it, my top secrets to learning Korean in 3 months. I hope this video helped you. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. I would appreciate it because it really does help me as a travel content creator to make more content for you. So please like right now, comment something really cool like how cool my shirt is. I got it from Ross. And what you're doing in your Korean. Are you learning Korean right now? Are you in the Hangul stage? What stage are you at in Korean? Because I feel like when I first started learning Korean, I didn't meet anyone else who was on my same stage. So maybe you'll meet someone in the comments who's also just now starting to learn Hangul, or maybe someone who's been studying for a year, and you can connect with them. I would love to see that. So have a great day or night wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.